Welcome everyone to a new chess analysis in my Road to Class A journey. This is game number 20, and in the club championship, it is round number 5. In the last round, I actually take a bye. So, and in this round, I was supposed to play an opponent, but I believe they didn't show up. So, I ended up playing somebody else who's also their opponent did not show up. So, I actually got to play John DeMastri, who was running this tournament, so the tournament director. And at the time, John is 1796, and I am 1656 at the time of playing this game, which was round 5 for our club championship, and the last round that I played for on March 20th, back, so 3 months ago. At the recording of this video, when you see it, it could be 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago, depending on when it releases. So I apologize for the delay. I'm getting back on track, and I am still in my hypermodern approach when it comes to actually kind of in my hypermodern approach. I'm leaning and going away from the hypermodern approach. I've realized that it doesn't suit me. So I have made some changes to my opening, and I am playing a Queen's Indian defense. So yeah, usually I'd play 1d6 here, and I've realized that it just doesn't suit me. There's too many nuances when it comes to the hypermodern approach that I just don't like. I get into these positions that are just don't allow for me to have enough fighting chances, and I don't understand the concepts of being more patient. So I've elected to drop all of my opening repertoire, all of it. So at this point, I am reverting back to some stuff that I used to play, but I am going through some changes and deciding that I need to make some drastic changes to my opening repertoire. So in the next few games, you're going to see some interesting stuff. So I play knight f6. He plays knight f3, and I play e6. And you're like, whoa, usually you're never playing this. And the last time I was playing this was like back in early 2023, late 2022, when I was playing 1e6, and I played a French and a Dutch. So now I'm playing the Queen's. I decided that I was going to play the Queen's Indian defense, and he played c4, and I played b6. And this is in the mighty Queen's Indian chessable course, I believe. I don't think I'm going to be playing this moving forward, but this was a game that I played that I actually liked a lot of. So Karpov played this quite a bit. And this is actually the Kasparov variation that Kasparov himself came up with. So I like this setup. And the idea is to play for d5, and you get a easy, quick way to kind of contest the center, which I kind of like. So he played e3, and I immediately test the center. And at this point, I feel as though if I can get in d5 and he hasn't really committed to trying to push for the center, I've already equalized. We're on move 5, and the evaluation is 0-0. So out of the opening. I'm not out of the opening yet, but we still have the opening to play for. I feel as though I'm doing all right, especially against a player who is as strong as John. Now, what's interesting about playing John, and I've played John a few times, I am 0-2 against him. Actually, no, I'm 1-2. I've played, I believe I showed a wing gambit that I played against him where I won that game. So now this is my fourth game with John. So I have a chance to even the score where we'll be 2-2. So this is really interesting. Now, what's interesting about playing John is he's changing up his opening repertoire as well. He used to play the Jabava London, and he is playing a more classical Kali type of system. So let's see how far we get into it. And he plays bishop e2. I play bishop e6, or d6, sorry. And I like my chances at this point. I feel as though if I can get this position on the board, that we can get castle, maybe. I know John likes to delay castling, so he still might go queenside. That in the Master Games database, there's 4 games in the database in this particular position, and it's 75% to either 25% drawing, 50% to black. So I like my chances. Now, I don't know that at the board when I'm playing this. I'm only looking at it afterwards. And he played queen to c2. The idea is that he wants to play e4. I played knight bd7. Sorry about my dogs freaking out. They obviously heard the male person come or something like that. He plays a3, and I think what he should have done is just taken off this pawn. That's what's in my course, and we could either take back with the knight or the pawn or even the bishop. It's preference. I think all of them kind of work and have their own pluses and minuses. He didn't play that. He played a3, and I played a6, keeping his knight out of here. b3, and I castled. He's still delaying castling. I'm not exactly sure why. I think we talked about this in postmortem. He likes to leave this option open, but sometimes it's just you got to commit to a side, and I think he struggles with trying to commit to a side at times. And that's my personal opinion. He didn't really give any explanation as to why. I should probably press him on that a little bit to see what John would say. I would be interested to know what his thoughts are on why he likes to delay castling. Maybe it's a tactic. Maybe he does this on purpose. I'm not quite sure. He played bishop b2, rook to e8. Now he takes c takes d5, e takes d5, and he's got this open file. And I can play for the center, though, which is pretty nice. Rook to d1. So now he's definitely not castling queenside. Queen to e7, and now I'm really liking my position, especially after he plays b4, because now I have all of these tactics against these two pawns. My idea is to come here and maybe take here, and I've got this awesome queen battery coming up. I played c5. I want to disrupt the center and maybe end up even playing e5 or d5, d4. He takes, I take, and he takes again, and then I get bishop c5. And now I've got even more pieces on this particular pawn. And I'm really liking my position at this point. I was expecting him to castle here, which is actually the best move, and then I get to get this pawn. He didn't do that, and I thought, well, I can win that pawn and then I'll be okay. Well, actually, I get the pawn back, really, but positionally, I'm liking my chances, and he played queen to b3 here, which was not quite a mistake, but definitely a dubious try. I get the idea he's trying to go after this bishop, and I played bishop c6. The engine likes playing rook a to b8 better, but I liked the bishop where it was. I know this shows it a mistake, and had he found this right clever way to exploit it, sure, but I mean, it's a really long line and it's very engine computery generated. So, and here he plays knight to d4, which was a blunder. Should have played this. Now I should have taken and played this way, but this is like I said, this is a very long line. There's multiple long lines here. He played knight to d4, which is a blunder. It's a really long line, so it's not super tactical, but there's like just positioning where your pieces belong and what squares they belong best on is where the blunder is. And I blundered back again, which to me is kind of crazy because, and this one makes more sense because he can take here and he has this fork, and I can take here, he can take back, and then I can take here. And now we have to take stock at the position. Maybe this is not the best for black to try for. So I definitely gave the blunder back, but he did not capitalize on it and played another dubious move of queen to a2 according to the engine. And then I too played another dubious move, or what the engine considers a mistake by standards. And he played queen or bishop takes a6, which is a blunder. And now I can kind of see where I actually capitalize on this, because now I can see I have these tactics against e3. And it's very difficult to, this one is overloaded, because if I take here and sacrifice, he comes here, I'm coming here, I get to pick this piece back up, and there's just a lot of problems with this particular move. And he blundered again by knight, by castling, whereas he probably should have come here trying to hold on to e3. And you'll see what happens. He blundered. I played queen to c6, and he just basically missed this tactic. Knight to f3, and I took. I do have a better move. I should have just kept going forward and going after checkmate and then picking up the pieces that way. But I didn't see that. I saw this move and thought, oh, I can pick up a piece, and thought this is enough to win a game, especially against John. If you're up a piece, he will fight, but if you can hang on to it, you have a strong chance to win. He took the pawn. I took back. There's some trades, and now I get this pin in even. And it says it's a mistake, and that's the reason why it's a mistake. He played the best move. Now what I should have done is just taken here, and he can't take because he gets this, and rough, it gets difficult. Bad things can happen. And now there's some more trades, and we try to hang on to the pieces, and we've got all these pieces just aimed at his king. It's very difficult to deal with. And this can come back here, and he has no real way to stop the knight. This is coming here and then here, and it's checkmate. So it's tough. It's tough to deal with. And I missed this. So instead, I decided to play rook takes b2, displacing so I can take the rook, which is what I thought he would do, but he played here instead. I totally missed this, and I played rook to 8 or queen to h6, totally missing the fact that, that's not good. I'm threatening checkmate, not realizing you can just take the knight. I missed this completely, so I could have really kind of screwed this game up, but positionally I'm doing so well that I realized that it doesn't even matter that I gave that back up, because I have this fork and I can win that pawn. And now if I just come back and consolidate, I'm doing fine. And he kept attacking, which was a smart way to go. I tried to remove a pair of rooks, which I thought was going to be beneficial because he's got a weak back rank here, but he just closed it off. And now I have some pretty awesome rook play, at least the way I look at it. I'm able to maneuver my rooks around and get my piece back. And now I'm up 2 pieces. And now I consolidated my rooks, and we're good here. And he actually lost on time. His flag fell here, which doesn't really matter. The game is lost anyways. I had 2 minutes left and he had 1. So, yeah, there's not much you can play for. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. So I actually got another one back on John. So he's 250 points above me, and I was able to get a win here, which this game alone saved my tournament, because I had a half point bye, and I believe I finished at 3.5 out of 5. No. 2 out of 5. Because I won against Mike, and I lost 3 other games. So this game actually saved me. And this win against John actually saved me from losing points and actually gained points. So this actually brought me up to my current score of 1656. So I dropped down with all the ones that I lost, but then came back up with this one. So it kind of pretty much leveled me off. So this game was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one a lot. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it, and we can go over some lines. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.